We're going to look at your index laws. So you already know that for multiplying, the law for multiplying is that you add the index numbers together. So for this one, you have 5 to the power 3 times 5 to the power 4. So what you add together are the 3 and the 4. And this 5, this base number, goes all the way across. So you have 5 to the power 7. Okay? You notice that the base number has to be the same. You couldn't have like 6 to the power 3 times 5 to the power 4. It must be both 5s for this to work. You also know you have this law for dividing, that you subtract the base numbers. So that would look like 8 to the power 10 times 8 to the power 3, and that would equal 8 to the power 10, take away 3 is 7. Okay. You also have your law for using brackets. So you have 4 here to the power 7. And you have 3 outside the brackets. So what our rule for that is that we multiply the two index numbers. So you have 7 times 3 is 21. The answer is 4 to the power 21. Okay? So I have some examples here. So first of all, we'll have a multiplying one. 6 times 6 to the power 4. And remember, when there is no number, there is an invisible 1 there. So this is a multiplying one where you add the numbers. So that's 1 add 4 is 5. So that's 6 to the power 5. Now we have a dividing question, and the rule for dividing is to subtract. So we have 8 take away 8 is 0. So that's, we could write that as 15 to the power 0, which is correct. But we should also know to write anything to the power 0 as the answer 1. Now we have brackets questions, so that's 7 to the power 6, and outside the brackets you have minus 3. So you multiply these two numbers. 6 times minus 3 is minus 18, and the minus is really important. 7 to the power minus 18. Then we have another brackets one, 9 to the power 0. And we have 5 outside, so we say 0 times 5. And remember, anything times 0 is 0, so that's another 9 to the power 0. And we should write that as the number 1. For these index laws, we can use also letters instead of numbers, okay? Just like every kind of maths is connected, and this is where we kind of connect to the algebra. So here we have the letter A to the power 4 times A to the power 7. And you notice they're both the same letter. Just like you had to have the same number, you have to have the same letter. So because multiply, you add the two index numbers. 4 adds 7 is 11. And your answer is A to the power 11. Another multiply, same letter again. It's not A, this time's Y, but it's both Y. So you add your 10 and your 3, Y to the power 13. Now we have a dividing question, and remember, for dividing we subtract. So it's the same letter, you should always check that first. And then 5 take away 2 is 3. So our answer is M to the power 3. So we have another dividing question. So 10 take away, and remember there's an invisible 1 here. So 10 take away 1 is 9. 10 to the power 9. Now you have a brackets question. You have the letter F. There's a 3 times 4. Remember, for brackets you multiply. F to the power 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Then you have G to the power 5 and to minus 2. Now you can't get rid of the minus stays there. So that's G to the power minus 10. The last kind of question with dividing, you could have the letter, say, c to the power 6 divided by c to the power 8. So be careful when you're dividing. You start with this one. 6 take away 8 is minus 2, and that minus is really important. Cannot just subtract them just as, biggest from smallest. You must start here and take away this one. Dividing also, as you know, can look like one above the other. So you could have t to the power 4 divided by t to the power 10. And there's another minus answer because you start with 4, take away 10 is minus 6. So your answer would be t to the minus 6. So when you're doing your work today, you will come across some questions with letters, and they're just exactly the same rules as you've been using already with your index laws. Also, please remember to do your work in your Haggerty Maths as well as Google Classroom. Okay, folks.